now that we have 6 months of production under our belt, we understand what the throughput looks like from every single one of the components of the manufacturing process. And so it is a mathematical exercise to say, okay, given that, in order to hit 20,000 units a year of scale, we're going to need, X more welding robots and Y more lasers and, Z more benders and formers and this much more building space. And so our finance and production teams are cranking on that right now in order to put that full picture of scale together. And then that goes along with the efforts of really building the foundation of our sales pipeline with both our consumer vehicle and then with the fleet offerings that we have that are just coming online.
Yeah, let's build on that, because I feel like that's a really exciting tidbit that I found in your 10K, where you said a 60-day pilot program with a major national retail grocer is anticipated to start in the second quarter of 2020. We are targeting delivery of the first production Deliverators in 2020. So that sounds like a really exciting partnership. And I guess you guys can't name actually who it is, but can you tell us a little bit about what interested them in the Deliverator and maybe what use case they're actually using this for?
Sure. Yeah, and we'll have a lot more to talk about that program once it actually gets underway. But we ended up getting connected with some of the executives who were looking at, how almost every company at this point has some kind of a corporate social responsibility program in place, and they're all looking for how do we save money on operations and maintenance and so on and so forth. So the electric vehicle story makes a ton of sense for anybody doing delivery. But then the question came, they basically gave us a grocery list and said, can you fit this $300 worth of groceries in your vehicle? And so we went to one of their stores and loaded up the Deliverator first pilot and had plenty of room to spare, sent them the pictures, and they said, all right, we're in.
Wow.
And that was maybe end of February when we had that conversation. And what has happened obviously since then is that home delivery of groceries has gone from being really a convenience, a huge convenience, to being a real critical component of health and safety, because people just, there's a real risk that you have when you go to the grocery store, which is the craziest thing, but that's the world we are now living in. And so as a result, and I think you see this kind of across the board, is that every grocery store that's doing delivery is just getting slammed with delivery orders. So we see the Deliverator as really being a very good fit for that particular niche of the market.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been crazy to see the adoption of this entire grocery delivery space, which is something that has really lagged the broader e-commerce market. And then in times of this crisis where people just were forced to do it because they had no other option. So it's kind of interesting to see how these new sort of technologies get adopted in times of crisis.